Okay, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the day two of the Skill Acceleration Boot Camp. I thought we all had a great night, and I can feel the energy, the vibe before entering the studio. Everyone is eager. They want to have more of what they had yesterday. This is awesome. This is fantabulous. All right, welcome everyone once again. This morning, we're having a very special speaker, and we are going to be graced by the presence of Precious Idahor. She'll be taking us on negotiation skills. Negotiation skills. Okay, reports have been coming in for yesterday that this is amazing, Victoria. Skill Factory Academy. Everywhere is on fire, and I'm here to tell you today that we haven't seen anything yet. We've just gotten the tip of the iceberg. Okay, let me just run you through the bio of our speaker. She's the executive director of the PI Coaching and Resource Center. Yes, she's an award-winning coach, one of the Amazon's best seller. She's ready to dish out values today. I urge you to just come with your writing materials. You come with everything needed. You don't need to miss just a second of this. Don't miss anything at all, not for any reason. Get ready, get set, and today is going to be better. Today promises to be more intriguing. Today promises to be more fire fueled. Okay, our passion is to help young people grow. So today, permit me as I welcome into the studio with me, Precious Idahor. Um, let's welcome her with some emojis. Like I want fire emojis, fire emojis. I want to feel the presence. I want to feel the energy in the building. Fire emojis, please. Can I have some comments? Can I be seeing comments of fire? Let's welcome our speaker, Precious Idahor. Yes, she's the executive director of PI Coaching and Resource Center. It's Amazon's best seller. Let's welcome her. Let's welcome her. Oh, Precious, welcome. You're welcome
Thank you,
into the studio with me.
everyone. Good
Good morning,
morning.
Precious. How are you doing this
Good
morning?
morning. I'm fine. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Oh, wow, wow. We are eager to have you.
Sorry, please give me a
We thank
minute.
you for
They are
your
not live
presence,
yet.
making
They've
yourself.
just joined in. Hello, can you hear me? So let's just wait for like 1 more minute. Sammy, please wait for your people to join
Yeah.
so that she doesn't start talking without people joining. We just sent the link to them, okay? And they are
And
joining now. So thank you.
All right. Okay. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the day two of the Skill Acceleration Bootcamp. All right. Today promises to be more intriguing. Today promises to be more powerful. We've been having a lot of report reviews about yesterday's sessions. It was top notch. Yeah, the internet knows that something was going on. All right, thank you very much. This morning, we're going to be having the presence of Precious Idahor. She'll be taking us on skill very important. We all know, to close deals and to make deals, you need a very good negotiation skills. And here we are this morning, we're having the presence of Precious Idahor to take us on the course. Okay, Precious Idahor is the executive director of PI Coaching and Resource Center. She's a certified neuro-linguistic programming and performance consultant. She's a mental health practitioner. She's also an award-winning coach and a speaker. Also, our passion is to help young people grow, and we are very grateful. She'll be granting us his presence this morning to take us on negotiation skills. Precious, you are welcome. Good morning,
thank you very
Precious.
much. Good morning, everyone.
We are very
Good
happy to have
morning.
you in the.
Good
to have you in
morning.
the building this morning.
Thank you,
We're
everyone.
eager to have you.
Okay, thank you so much, everybody. Good morning. How you guys doing today? All right. Basically, I'm going to be talking about negotiation skills. Negotiation skills. Now, I'm just going to go straight to the point. I have a couple of notes here with me. Now, the truth is that a lot of people actually think negotiation is just about bargaining, you talking about what you want and then you start bargaining with the person. But that is not all there is to negotiation. Every day of our lives, we get involved in negotiations. We always negotiate. You being the buyer and then you meet a seller with a buyer, couples, different people, different times, they negotiate. Now, negotiation skills are qualities that allow two or more parties to reach a compromise. So it's a skill that allow two or more people to reach a compromise. And then I want you to understand that negotiation skills is not a stand-alone skills. It needs all other skills to be able to, um, um, be perfect. For you to be able to carry out negotiation skills, you need all other skills. You need skills like effective communication, you need listening skills, you need rapport. And these are some of the things I'll be talking about today. Now, there's something I want to say before I go over to talking about the skills in full. Now, if you don't know what I'm about to talk about now, you can't even start negotiating in the first place. Now, this is it. Whenever you are negotiating, people think, oh, what I am negotiating is to get my salary, or I'm negotiating to get, an income from any deal you want to get into, an income, a salary, or money, or whatever. But know that whenever you're negotiating, you're not just negotiating your salary, you are negotiating your worth. You are negotiating your worth. That is what you are negotiating at every point in time. Now, it's more like when you're in a gathering of people and then there are things on the table. The person who gets the most is the highest bidder. Now, there are some people who will get the head of those things on the table. There are some people who get the middle, and there are some people who will end up getting the tail. Why some people will choose what they want on that table and tell them that, oh, look at it, this is what I want, and they'll get it. There are some others that will be given something that is available. Okay, so that is what it is. Now, I want to ask you, which side are you going to be? Which side are you on? Are you going to be that person that, they just give you what is available, or you're going to be that person that will demand for what you want? I tell people that life does not give you what you deserve. Life does not give you what you deserve, but life gives you what you demand for. Now, if it's about what you deserve, every one of us, we deserve a great life. We deserve something good. We deserve to be, to be excellent in our lives. We all deserve good things. But then life doesn't give you what you deserve. So we're not here to play dice, We're not here to come and be playing 6 6 and all of that. We are here for business. So it is the person that is the highest bidder. It is the person that demand for something that will get it. So that's what that would take me to the next step, where I'll begin to ask you some questions that you need to know. Who are you? What are you bringing to the table? And what are you worth? Who are you? What are you bringing to the table? And what are you worth? Now, when talking about negotiation, we are talking about value. It's not just about, it's a give and take process. It's not just a give. I'm going to give you something for you to give me something. That's what negotiation is about. Is a quality that allows two parties to reach a compromise. Now, how do you reach a compromise? You have to give me something. Now, before you start going to, because I said it earlier that people just feel, oh, is it not just to bargain? I'll just tell them this is what I want. No, it's not just about that. You first of all have to know your worth, because what you're going to be negotiating is your worth. What are you worth? What value are you bringing to the table? If I'm going to buy something for you, what are you going to offer me for me to give you my money? That is negotiation. So you first will ask yourself that. You first will know that You first will first answer that question. Who are you? What are you bringing to the table? And what are you worth? What is your worth? What is the value? What's the pricing of your value? So these are some of the things you need to understand first before you even start talking about negotiation. And then we'll go over to the next step, which is effective communication of your worth. Now, knowing your value or knowing what you are worth is not enough. You knowing what you are worth is not enough. You have to be able to effectively communicate that worth to the next person. You have to be able to effectively communicate that worth to the person you are negotiating with. Now, there is something that Coach Steve Harris said. He said, money doesn't always go to the person or business that delivers the most value. It goes to the business or person that is loudest about the value they deliver. Now, I'm not going to come to your house to give you the money for the value you're going to give to me. It's when you are loud, it's when I know you, that's when I can give you my money. So you have to effectively communicate this value. That's why I said earlier that negotiation skills, it's not a standalone skills. You have to learn other skills like communication skills, listening skills, and then rapport skills. The truth is that there are people that are on that table with you, on the table of negotiations, that don't even give as much value that you give. They don't even know as much as you know. But you know what? When it comes to the deal, they are going to get that deal. And you just be there. And you that is, you know your value and everything, and you give the most value, but you're not going to get it. Why? Because you don't have you're not able to communicate effectively your value to the person. So that is it about the effective communication about your value to the person you're negotiating with. Now, apart from that, you need to have a good knowledge of the subject matter. Now, the truth is that some people just go over to, okay, let's take, for example, a job interview. Some people just go over to the interview and say, oh, let me just go there and, this is the role I'm applying for, without proper preparation. The truth is, if you have a mind of going to an interview or going to a place without proper preparation, and you want to go and negotiate, you've already lost in the game. You have to be prepared. By preparation, I mean you need to know what you are up against. It is not enough to just go to a place for an interview or whatever to get to them. No, you have to be prepared. You need to know what it takes. You need to know what the organization is about. You need to know the role you're going to be playing. And then you need to know the standard payment for that role. Now, this one is very important because I have a storyline attached to this. Now, there's something that happened. Okay, the very first job I got after graduation. See what happened. I went to the place, for an interview alongside every other person in the place. Now, when I got there, I just, I was someone that already knew my value and I could actually communicate my value. But then I didn't really know what was the standard payments for that role. I just know that I can talk and I can tell them what I can offer them. Now, when I got there, I met other persons there. So during the course of the interview, other persons were already going into the hall and everything. So I came out, I just said, okay, let me stroll around. And then I met someone that walked up to me and said, oh, what are you here for? You're here for the interview? I said, yes. And then he said, okay, what role are you applying for? And I told him. And then he said, do you know the standard payment for the role? He just asked me. And I was like, basically, I wasn't really coming for the payment. I was just coming for experience. Yeah, that was my motive. But then he told me that, see, look at we just did some kind of talk, and then he told me, oh, look at the standard payment for this role that you're applying for. Don't allow them to pay you less. So when he said it, let's say, for example, the payment he mentioned was like 500,000 naira. And then when he said that, I was like, oh, really? So I went inside. So when I got inside, it was my turn. And then I went there. After talking to the man, communicating my values to the man and everything, he was impressed. And then it got to the point of the bargain where we start negotiating the money. And what did I do? Because I already had an information about the standard payment for that role, what did I do? I didn't mention the standard payment. I mentioned something above, like way above the standard payment for that role. So when I mentioned that amount, the man was like, oh, that's much. So we started negotiating. And then when we got to that part of the negotiation, we ended up something a little above the standard payment. So I didn't really get it was above it. So in the long run, after I have resumed, I started working, I discovered that the people that I went there to do an interview with, they all were receiving something lower, very low, lower than the standard payment in that for that role in the organization. And that's the truth. When you're not prepared, you've already lost. And this is what happens in organizations when you see that your mate, that you guys are doing the same thing, your mate that you guys went for the interview together, they are earning so much more than you. They are earning something way more than you, and you're like, oh, why is this thing happening? It is your negotiating skills. How did you negotiate? How did you do it? Did you properly prepare? So when I talk about preparation, I mean there's no shortcut to this. You have to research. You have to do a proper research on the organization. This is actually the first stage of negotiation. We have 5 stages. The first one is preparation. No shortcut to it. You have to prepare. Now, I wrote something there. I said, when you spend time researching the information, knowing your goals, most desired outcome, and least acceptable agreement, you need to know the least acceptable agreement, the point where you have to get to, and you're like, okay, this is where I want to get to. So you have to properly prepare and do your research. Now, the next stage is the information exchange stage. When you are prepared, I first said you have to know your worth. You need to have an excellent communication of your value. You need to excellently, effectively communicate that value. Then you need to have a good knowledge of the subject matter. And then that's preparation. And then we'll go over to the information exchange. Now, this is all about an exchange of interests. You need to know what the organization need or what the person needs to be able to say and how to communicate your value to the person. This is the point where because you're not going to give me something according to what you're delivering. Now, your value is supposed to be relevant to the organization. Your value that you're giving is supposed to be relevant to me. So this information exchange is the point where you have to identify what my needs are so that you can deliver the needs to me. This is where you really need to know my interests and my needs. So this is all about exchange. I told you, negotiation is all about giving and taking. So I give you value, you give me my money. So that is what it is about. So I said you need to, okay, but first, it is very critical here to focus on building rapport. Now, in this stage, this is the point where before you start identifying the needs of somebody or identify the interest of someone you don't even know, you have to build a certain level of rapport with this person. How do you build rapport? How do you build rapport? Now, by developing the skill of rapport, you need not rely on words. A lot of people think, oh, we have levels of communication. We have the words, we have the tonality, and then we have physiology. Now, you cannot just depend on just the words part. A lot of people, they feel it's just when you start talking. So when you talk, that's when you can build a level of rapport. No, words is just like even 5%, and more of it is the physiological part of it. So you have to develop a deep level of rapport with this person before you can identify the needs of that person. Now, you need a skill if you want to always be at the winning edge. This rapport skill is one of the most important skill that you need in negotiation. At every point in time, when you get involved in negotiating with anybody, you need rapport. Now, this is a very good example. I know some of you here, you understand this Hausa language. Now, when you go to a place where they sell this suya meat and everything, you go there, and there is this, when you speak that language to the man, I'm very sure the man will understand you. There's this particular level of bond, the bond of familiarity you create with that man to make him either give you an additional an additional part of the thing you're buying. is going to increase more than what he is ordinarily going to give for that amount of meat that you're buying from him. That is rapport. So you being able to speak his tribe, he sees you as a brother. Now you've been able to create a level of a bond of familiarity with that man. That is how rapport is. That is how rapport is. And there are some other examples in the physiological aspect, facial expression. Now, this is not something that you can actually learn from anywhere. It's this rapport skills is very important. It's one of the most important skills in negotiating. And I do that a lot during my therapy sessions. This is because if you cannot relate with somebody, come down to the level of someone, you might not even be able to sell to that person. You have to. This is what a lot of people do not know. This is what a lot of business people do not know. Sometimes you need not talk so much about your product. Sometimes you just, what you need is just a level of rapport. When you build it, you sell, you close the deal. That's it. So most times you don't even need to talk too much because people depend on so much words. Oh, it's when I say this one, I said no. Sometimes what you need is just to build a level of rapport, create a bond of familiarity with that person, and that person tends to see you as a cool person, and then someone that he or she can trust, and then the person, you close the deal with the person, and that's it. So when it comes to facial expression, this is one of the cues of rapport skills. Someone you're interacting with, someone you are dealing with, you're negotiating with, the person is smiling, and you that is doing the negotiation, you are frowning. I don't understand. So this is like a matching and mirroring. When the person is smiling and you are smiling along with the person, it shows that you are genuinely interested in the conversation. And then when the person sees it, there's this bond of familiarity. Oh, this person understands what I'm saying. And then the person starts trusting you. But people don't understand this. You don't really need to talk too much. And then we have another one. Okay, and then when the person is serious, you also get serious. I know some people will just be laughing. And then when the person is smiling, you are frowning. No, you need to listen. So part of listening skill is you being very active, you being attentive to the person that you are selling to, or you being attentive to the person that you are negotiating with. When you're attentive, you'll be able to know how you can communicate and the interests of this person. You'll be able to know the needs. You'll be able to identify the needs of this person and know how to deliver value to this person. Now let's talk about words. This one is very practical. There are some of us that okay, we have the different levels of representational systems. We have the visual system, we have the auditory system, and we have kinesthetic system and auditory digital. Now, for visuals, people that are visuals, they can't buy anything from you if they don't see the product. There are some people that until they see the product, they can't buy from you. Why there are some people that they have to go further, they have to feel it. So when they feel the product, that's when they can now buy from you. So these people are different. How do you identify these persons? I think I'm even going deep into this. I'm not supposed to go deep into this. I'm just going to stop somewhere. If you need to know more, you send me a DM and I'll teach you more about these rapport skills. This is how people close deals. So you need not really talk too much. Okay, so what I'm saying, I talked about visual, I talked about auditory, I talked about kinesthetics. Now let me ask you a question. Now there's something that I wrote here. I said, how do you make choices? If I ask you, you make choice based on what? Now you could answer me like this. I make choice if it looks like the best choice to me. There are people that make the statement a lot. I make choice if it looks like the best choice to me. That's one. I make choice if I feel it's the best choice for me. Do you get the difference between those two statements? One, I make choice if it looks like the best choice to me. People that use these looks, appears, and things like that, you will identify easily that this person is a virtual person. So when you are speaking with that person, what do? You start using the kind of words that that person is using. It is unconscious. It is not, it's a subconscious act. You when you start using those kind of words that the person is using, the person himself or herself will not even know that you are doing that. So there's this deep level of communication that is unconscious that you start having with that person. And before you know it, the person is already, the familiarity is already created, and then the person just buys from you, and then you close the deal. So you need to understand. Now there's this looks and there's this feel. Now this is another question. I said, when I meet someone for the first time, what are you most influenced by? I can tell you that what I am most influenced by is the way the person dress and looks. Now that means I'm a visual person because I'm very concerned about how you dress and look. Now I can also tell you that I am most influenced when I see someone for the first time by how the person speaks, or the sound of the voice of the person. That means I'm an auditory person. So when I notice that this person talks in a particular way, I will know how to create that bond of familiarity with the person by speaking almost like the person. This is the exact deep level of rapport you can create with someone you're negotiating with. And before you know it, you have closed the deal. So if you want to know more about rapport skills, send me a DM and I'll teach you more about it. But this is one very important skill in this stage of negotiation. That's information exchange. Now let's go over to the next stage. We have the bargain stage. Now this is actually the point that people call negotiation. You see where we started from? We started from you knowing your worth. We started from after that we said you have to effectively communicate your worth, and then we talked about you preparing for that thing you're going for the proposal, for the interview. You have to prepare, and then we talked about the information exchange, where you have to identify the needs and the interests of the person that you are dealing with. And then we now go over to the bargain stage. Now this is where the give and take happens. This is where the give and take happens. Success is give and take. When you give me, I give you. That is the bargain stage. Now this is a stage where you have to start, satisfying the party's needs. Now, after I have been able to identify what this person needs, I will now start talking in the lights to make that person understand the interest. Oh, this is what you need. I start communicating that value to the person based on what I have identified. So when I identify it and I start communicating it, what happens? The person is already glued to me. There's already this bond of familiarity that happens. And then before you know it, we've closed the deal. Now you're not even supposed to, now this stage, this bargain stage, you're not supposed to spend so much time in this stage. The reason is because you've already been able to create a bond of familiarity with the person from the beginning. So negotiation does not begin in the bargain stage. When you even be, what you should be doing in bargain stage is how to close the deal already. So you should have spent a lot of time preparing. You should have spent a lot of time communicating your value. You should have spent a lot of time doing all others. This one should just take maybe 10% of out of the 100%, and the rest should be like 90%. So this is, if you're able to do all others well, this bargain stage is going to be a giveaway stage for you. So after the bargain stage, we move over to the conclusion stage. Now, what happens in this stage? This is the stage where you reach an agreement with the person. So you have to start putting it into writing. That is the agreement you guys have reached, how you're going to satisfy this person's interest, and how this person is going to satisfy your interest. Now, this is the conclusion stage. And then after the conclusion stage, we move on to the execution stage. Now, this is the last and final stage in the negotiation skills process, but it is the most important stage out of all the things I've listed. The execution stage is the most important. Why is it the most important? Because this stage will determine if there are going to be future negotiations opportunities for you. If you don't deliver according to how the agreement went, or if you don't deliver the value that you promised, the person might not even give you any other opportunity again. And like I told you, we are always negotiating. Why you have not been able to get a promotion in your organization, why it seems like, oh, I'm just doing so much, I've not been able to get to that next level, might just be because you are not really delivering. Because when you deliver the value, when you execute what what you promised the person, you're going to be up for another negotiation for promotion. Now that's why this stage is very important, and this is the stage that this stage helps you to, you must have built a level of relationship and trust with that person you're negotiating with. So you must have built some level of trust with that person you're negotiating with in this stage. So it will not be difficult for you to even negotiate again. But then at every point in time, when you are up for negotiations, when you want to negotiate, go over these stages. It's going to work for you. Just go over the stages. Okay, how do I effectively communicate? That's why you need to learn communication skills. It is very important. And then you need to learn listening skills, because that will help you to pay attention and pick some things, the interest, the needs of the person you're negotiating with, and then you'll be able to prepare adequately. Then you'll be able to have the exchange, the information exchange, and all of that. Now there are some things I need to tell you also. That's the last stage, the execution stage. Now, the rules governing negotiation skills. Now, there's this mindset you should have when you're negotiating. There's this thing that you should have. I want you to understand that everything is negotiable. Some people actually feel, oh no, no, this is not negotiable. Everything is negotiable. I want you to have that mindset. If you don't have the mindset, you need to start revamping. Everything is negotiable. It doesn't mean that you always get what you want. It doesn't mean that you always win every negotiations. But I just want you to understand that everything is potentially up for negotiation. That is the mindset I want you to have. So when you see something, okay, how do I go about this? How can I get my cut out of it? How can I get what I want? How can I demand for this thing and get what I want and not be at the receiving end, like someone just comes up and give me whatever is available? No, I have to get my cut on that table, except I'm not interested. So you need to understand that everything is up for negotiation. Then number two, know what you want before negotiating. Some of you don't take time to even understand or know what you want. You just want to go for an interview. You just want to go for a job interview. What do you really want? What do you really want? You need to identify what you want, so that this will help you to know, okay, the acceptable limits that you can go, and then the one that you can even leave, and then the one you can accept. Now you need to know what you want before negotiating. Now, another one is, you should understand that negotiation is it's a win-win thing. You must aim for a win-win negotiation, not you don't have to lose. You understand? Win-win is in the sense that I told you it's a give and take. So you have to give value for you to get the deal. So it's a win-win. It's me getting something and you getting something. Nobody is going to just be receiving without giving. So understand that negotiation is a win-win. So aim to help the person get what they want. Like, there's something I don't say about rapport. Now, the best way to build rapport is to actually give the person what they want. That's the best way. So when you're able to give the person, no, that's, you're just striving to know what this person wants and how you can help this person, how you can be of great value to this person. So you need to aim for a win-win negotiation, and then try and establish what is okay. Treat negotiation as a game. This is another thing. You need to treat negotiation as a game. Some of us, we act too desperate, and so when you act too desperate to your counterpart, you act too desperate to the person you're negotiating with, you're not going to get it. You don't have to act too desperate. You are involved. You want it. but you don't have to act too desperate. You are involved, but you're not so involved. That's the mindset. So treat it as a game. Don't be involved too much. That is why preparation is very important. You need to plan the structure and stages of your negotiation. It is very, very important. Treat it as a game because that's what it is. Strive to be innocent. A lot of us, we want to you want to show that you know too much. Now when you go to a place, where you want to negotiate and you start, some people go for job interviews and they start, um feeling themselves and they start, you know your value. Yes, I know my worth. And then you just start talking anyhow. I can help, I can do this, I can do that. No, you don't do that when you're negotiating. I told you, I'm the one that said you should know your worth, right? And I'm the one that said you should effectively communicate your worth. But I'm not saying you should go there and start, showing yourself. You have to strive to be innocent. Act like you don't know anything. Act like you don't know anything. And just, that's why listening, that active listening is very important. One of the things about active listening is you have to be calm, pay attention to be able to know what to do, how to strike, when to be calm, when to talk. But if you are already puffed off and you're already at this level where you just feel you know too much, you'll not even be able to pay attention to what you're supposed to be paying attention to. So you have to strive to be innocent. Another thing is you have to ask questions. Now, I tell people this all the time, that questions are the answers. How do you get answers? Ask questions, you get it. So when you have a problem, what do? You ask questions. Problems are questions. So the moment you're able to ask questions, you'll be able to. So you must learn to ask powerful questions, even if you know the answers. This is one of the things under striving to be innocent. This is one of the things under striving to be innocent. Even if you know the answer to a particular question, ask it. It buys you, the reason why you should do this is it buys you some thinking time, and it forces the other party to better justify their position, their stated position. So when the person says, okay, this is what we want, or this is what we want, you ask the person, okay, you ask question, even if you know that obviously that is it, or you read it before, ask the question. Why? It will buy you some thinking time. You'll be listening to it, but it will make the person talk more. So you start noticing, okay, this is the need of this person. This is where I can come in. This is where I can give value to this person. So you need to learn to listen to what the person says. Some people, they want to just hear, they just want to be seeing how the person talks. No, that's not your job. Your job is to learn to know what a person says rather than listening to how they talk. That's your job when it comes to negotiation. So these are some of the rules that governs negotiation. When you are able to effectively practice what I have taught here, I promise you, every day of your life, you will always be at the winning edge when it comes to negotiation. You will always be at the winning edge. So um, I think this is the end of my class. I told you it's not going to be that long. So if you have any question, just type it and I'm going to give a reply. Okay, acting innocent. Won't acting innocent make you look stupid? No, when I say acting innocent, I don't mean you shouldn't communicate your values still. But I mean you shouldn't go there and just start talking. Listen more. Listen more. And in the process, you're able to pay attention and identify the needs and the interests of the person. But you're still going to talk anyways because I said that you should effectively communicate your value. So that's where it comes. So being innocent is not going to make you look stupid. Being innocent there is just to tell you that you should listen more and not just be talking and talking and talking. So any other question? Okay, what if you are scared of asking questions, not to look too desperate? What if you are scared of asking questions, not to look too desperate? Asking questions won't make you look. When I say asking questions, I don't mean you should ask. I mean ask intelligent questions. Why are you asking questions? I said it. I said the reason why you're asking questions is not because you just want to ask, you feel like asking questions. No, you're asking questions to buy time, to buy some thinking time for yourself, and to make the person talk more, so you can know what to take to strike and close the deal. So you need to ask intelligent questions, not just because you want to ask. You want to ask. That's why you need to prepare. When you go there prepared, when you even prepare in your preparation, during the period of your preparation, prepare questions when you're going. Prepare questions. So that's one of it. What is the greatest asset to have when you're going into negotiation? Okay, what is the greatest asset to have when you're going into negotiation? Information. I think that's the greatest asset. You need to have information. You need to have proper information of what you are up against. You need to have proper information of what you want to negotiate. That's the preparation stage. You need to have information. That one cannot be overemphasized. When you have the information, the proper information, I promise you, you are halfway done. Okay, number two, what quality is the most helpful during a negotiation? Okay, quality. Mm, what quality is the most helpful during a negotiation? I think um you have to be able to pay attention. You have to be able to build some level of rapport. I think those two will stand out. Listening skills and then the rapport skills. You need to have those qualities. Please, can you take me back to the third question? I've not answered the third question of that guy. The third question. So I said you need to pay attention, and then also, okay. Another question, can I go on with a
I go on with
negotiation
a
when I know
negotiation when I know.
the
Sorry, ma'am.
profit?
We've lost the third question, so I really cannot track it. So let's just proceed with this one on the screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Question, can
Question.
I go with a negotiation when I know the profit is not up to what I am expecting? Can I go on with the deal to create a strong connection for other deals? Okay. When I know the profit is not up to what I am expecting, it depends. What are you expecting? And apart from the profits, what else can you get? What else can you get from that negotiation or from the relationship with the person apart from the profits? So when we are talking about these things, most times it's not just about the money you're going to get. It's not about the income. There might be other things, like you said here. You said, can I go on with the deal to create a strong connection for other deals? If you know the person is a potential, like the person is very um, um, available, like the person has access, yes, to opportunities, you could take the deal and deliver, get to that execution stage, deliver well, and I'm very sure it's going to be open for you're going to be open for other opportunities and negotiate. So that's I think that's it. You have to, apart from the profits, what other thing can you get? Okay, you said that everything is negotiable, but then are we supposed to negotiate business that is stated not negotiable? It depends. That's why I said information. There are some things they'll write not negotiable, but people are actually negotiating that thing. There are people that still find their way around it. So it's all about in the information you have. So you might not be able to have the kind of access that other people have to that opportunity. So that's it. It's all about access. It's all about relationship, and it's all about the information that you have. In a situation where the other party is difficult and almost unapproachable, how do you win them over? In a situation where the other party is difficult and almost unapproachable, how do you win them over? Okay, what do you mean by difficult? I think that's where value comes. You should be able to know it's not just about you going to approach a person and giving them your proposal or giving them, you should be able to know what this person really needs. That when you offer the solution to this person, it will be so appealing and the person will not be able to reject it. That's why I said it is not just identifying needs, but identifying the needs or bringing the value that is relevant to that person. That is what is most important. How can we be on the winning side when negotiating online? You still have to go through these stages. This is not limited to offline. You have to still go through the stages. You have to, you can, it depends on what you mean by online, but you can still go through these stages that I gave, and you still be on the winning side. So, any other question? Isn't taking negotiations as a game trying to give one sense of negativity? When I say negotiation, you should take it as a game. I don't mean game like game. What I mean is, I said something about that. I said you should not be too emotional about it. It will make you look desperate. That's what I mean. So you should be, you'll be in, but you're not so in. You are involved, but you're not involved too much. That's what I mean by taking it as a game. So is taking negotiation, okay, that's the same question. I don't mean playing a game. I mean don't be too emotional about it. So you won't look desperate to the person. So any other question? Any other question? Okay.
All right, Precious. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. That was very interesting. That was fascinating. It was a powerful section, intriguing. In fact, I feel like the session shouldn't just be brought to an end. I feel like learning more. I have learned a lot, and I believe every one of us also learned a lot. Thank you very much. We are
Thank you.
grateful.
Thank you.
Okay, Precious, I have made all to know that you are negotiating your worth, not your salary. You made us to know that, right? That we are negotiating
Yeah.
our worth and not our salary. You made us to know that excellent communication skill is needed, rapport skill is needed, our information skills must also be top notch. And you also made a point that everything is negotiable. Wow, that was a very powerful one. Please, can I have fire emojis? If you know you've learned a lot today, just give me emojis. Like, but I prefer fire. Let me see fire. I want to see everyone on fire, everyone on fire, everyone on fire. Let's appreciate our speaker. Let's appreciate her. Thank you very much, Precious. We are very grateful for this. Having you is a privilege. Thank you very much.
Thank
Before
you.
we go,
Okay.
I don't know if you would like to share some resources with us, probably books or any
Okay.
resources you think you can share with us to boost our
Okay.
negotiation skills.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. I actually have a coaching session coming up soon, and I'm going to announce it on my page on Instagram. If you're not yet following me on Instagram, you can follow me at precious_Idahor. That's the name. It's very simple, at
Oh,
precious_Idahor. So when you follow me, I'll give you updates on my upcoming coaching session on how to, I can talk to you more about rapport, and to identify what you actually want, to get clarity. And then also I have some books. I have a guide to self-mastery, the book titled A Guide to Self-Mastery. This is a book for self-development, self-awareness, and self-actualization. So if you're up for that, if you want to actually discover yourself, you want to be more aware, and you want to master your journey and master yourself, this is a very good book that you could have. And then I have my book that I just launched, I think that was March, The Beauty of Pain. So you could get this book. These books are very affordable and available. You can check it out on my Instagram page. Send me a message, a DM on Instagram. For everyone that could, for my coaching session, if you can send me a DM before the end of today, I'm going to be giving a 25% discount to everyone who can send me a DM, and then
oh,
I'll hook up with you, a session with you, and
okay.
the amount for this coaching session is 20,000 naira. But
Okay.
because of this program, I'm going to be giving a 25% discount. So when you send me a message on
Wow.
Instagram, just
Thanks
tell
for
me
that,
that
Precious.
you were in the skill acceleration boot camp, and that's it. that's it. So we can book a session. So that's basically what it's all about. And for
All right.
if you want, okay,
All right. Okay. Are you true?
yeah, I'm true.
Okay. All right, thank you very much for that, Precious. Okay, you can book a one-on-one session with her. That's our Instagram handle, precious_Idahor. Do well to follow her. Don't forget to follow Skill Factory Africa on Instagram. Also, all the resources she mentioned will be distributed, will be put on our Instagram channel, so you can go there to see it. Once again, thank you very much, Precious. We are
Thank
very
you,
grateful.
thank you,
Hello,
thank you
Precious
Nice session
Idahor.
with you. Thank you very
so
much.
On
much.
behalf of the Skill
Thank you.
Factory and
Thank you
Skill
for having me.
Acceleration Bootcamp, we want to say thank you. Thank you so much for sharing lots of value in just 1 hour. Personally, I learned a whole lot. Thank you, Sammy, for moderating this section effortlessly. Everyone, please celebrate Sammy as well. And celebrate Precious. So, Precious, I'm going to be sending the link to your profile to the group, and they are going to show you love in our Sabistic way. This Sabi Nation is really strong, and they know how to celebrate their facilitators, and I'm sure that they're going to extend it to you as well. Sabi Nation, I trust you to deliver on that. Thank you so much for watching. The next section is by 12 p.m. You do not in any way want to miss out that section. And for those of you who want to access the other resources that Precious Idahor mentioned, please do well to do that. She has 2 books. She has an upcoming coaching section. This section which she has here with she just delivered here today is a paid section, but she has done it for free. All right. So, but we want to say thank you, and all the love. Thank you so
Welcome.
much, ma.
Thank you very much.
Yes, ma. Yes, ma. Thank you. Bye, ma.
All
Bye.
right.
Thank you.
All right.
All right, Sammy. Over to you. Just conclude and we're done.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you for being part of this session. It's been powerful. It's been, fascinating. I learned a lot, and I believe you also learned a lot. Don't forget, another session is by 12 p.m. and it promises to be powerful. It promises to be educative. Thank you very much. The Sabi Nation, you're Sabi. This is the time to Sabi. Thank you.